Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to be making my spaghetti sauce. I'm going to have spaghetti, of course, for dinner tonight. So I'm starting off with 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to fry this up, and then if there's any excess fat in it, grease, I'll drain that, and then I'll bring you back. While my ground beef is cooking, I'm going to take 1 onion, 1 green bell pepper, and a couple of teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm going to put it in my food processor and chop it. That's the way we like it. If you don't want it that fine, then just chop it by hand. But that's the way we like it. Alright, I drained my ground beef, and I've got my bell pepper, green onion, and garlic back in my pan, and I'm going to cook this for about a minute or two to let the onion and the garlic and the bell pepper have a chance to get going good. Spaghetti is my son's favorite meal of all time, and he asked me to cook a lot because he said he was hungry, and he could eat what I'm making tonight just by itself. And see, on my bell pepper and onion, that didn't mince it too fine. You can still see it. It's just not in big old hunks. That's what I don't like. Alright, that's been going for a couple of minutes. I'm going to start adding my tomato sauce. I have 2 15-ounce cans and 2 little 8-ounce cans. And then I'm adding a 14.5 ounce of peeled crushed tomatoes. And if I was using the little petite tomatoes instead, I would put them in the food processor too. And you don't have to add any water. I'm going to fill up this 1 can full. Almost full. I filled it to there. Some of that water should cook off. Now I'm going to start seasoning it. Now this is where I do not measure. I just kind of throw it in there. But of course the Worcestershire sauce. Actually, that's probably about a tablespoon. And then my Louisiana hot sauce. Now I like my spaghetti sauce to have just a little bit of a kick. Now I'm putting in, I know we added garlic, but just a little bit of garlic powder. And of course my parsley flakes. About a teaspoon. And then a little bit of paprika. About a half a teaspoon, and some black pepper. That's to your taste. And then on the crushed red pepper, not much, like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then I have some whole oregano. About a half a teaspoon, and then some basil leaves. And about the same amount of that. Now let me get my salt. And I use kosher salt to cook with. Now before I taste it to check for seasoning, I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, because you don't want to taste this right now. The dried herbs and all, to me, hasn't got a chance to flavor it yet. So I'm going to let this go about 5 minutes and taste it. This is just me throwing my spaghetti sauce together. There's really no real recipe for it. Just kind of chunk it in there. I've been making it so long. And usually it turns out a little bit different every time. So I'll be back when I go to taste it. Okay, I'm going to give it a good stir and give it a taste. And then I will let this simmer for about, if I had a lot of time, maybe even up to an hour. But basically it's kind of done. But tonight it will simmer for about 30 minutes. Needs more salt. And it does actually have just a little bit of a kick to it. Not bad. Just a little bit. And I might even, because this sauce kind of, the tomatoes must have had a lot of acid in them. I'm going to add maybe a spoonful of sugar to kind of cut some of that. But really, it's kind of like making it your own. Just kind of go with it. I might have added just a touch of too much of oregano, but this is still kind of strong. It still hasn't cooked a lot. So now I'm going to get my bread ready. I got this white French bread at Kroger. It was in the Woohoo. It's still fresh, but for 50 cents. So I'm going to cut it diagonally in kind of thin pieces. Put a little butter on it. Maybe throw a little garlic powder on there. And then toast it up in the oven. Alright, my spaghetti sauce has been simmering for about 30 minutes. My pasta will be done in just a little bit. So I'm getting ready to serve this up. Now, a lot of times, if you know I do couponing, and if I find any of the jarred spaghetti sauces for pretty cheap, I'll go ahead and get that. And I mainly use that for my pizza burgers. And if you haven't seen my pizza burgers video, I will link it in this video so you can head on over there and see it. That is a good quick meal to throw together, and everybody seems to love it. It's a meal that my mom used to make for us when we were little, but real quick and easy. And here's my spaghetti. I put a little Parmesan on top. Got my little toast pieces and made me a side salad. Tastes good to me. I'll show you my son's plate, if you can see it with the sun. There's his plate. Alright, taste it for us, son. Take a bite. 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 We're waiting. We're wondering.
It's delicious.
And he likes it. Hey Mikey, he likes it. Anyway, this is just how I throw some spaghetti sauce together. Please take a moment and go check out my pizza burger recipe. And I appreciate all of y'all so much for all the love that you show. I really do love y'all guys. And thank you so, so much.